Alright, today we're gonna talk about Xdefiant, arguably one of the biggest free-to-play launches that happened earlier this year. But right now it's not looking so good for the game and its future, and the most recent exclusive articles from Insider Gaming mentioning that the Xdefiant's future is in danger as the concurrent player count declining rapidly. As you guys might remember, after months and months of waiting and delaying, Xdefiant finally launched at May 2024, and it was a pretty successful launch for the game, exceeding more than 8 million players within the first week of the launch, and within the first 3 hours of the launch the game had more than 1 million players playing. But now the situation is completely different. According to the article, the game is struggling to obtain 20,000 concurrent players right now across all different platforms, and this is including both PC, PlayStation as well as on Xbox, and that is a massive decline of player count. And also according to the article, the Ubisoft HQ is mentioning that the concurrent player count of the game is needed to be increased by the Season 3, otherwise the game is risking losing its all post-launch support, meaning everything that they mentioned in their roadmap at the launch is probably going to get cancelled. So when you really think about it, the game had about 6 months of time to improve its current condition, otherwise the game is probably going to get shut down just like any other free-to-play game nowadays. But do I personally think it's going to shut down anytime soon? I absolutely not, because usually the Ubisoft games are pretty consistent when it comes to keeping up with live service and stuff, so I'm hoping the game will be up and running at least another couple of years. But the game definitely needs to improve its current condition for the upcoming few months, and it's definitely going to be very challenging time ahead for a game like Xdefiant with the big releases coming up, the games like Call of Duty Black Ops 6, and most of the player base who love playing these type of casual first-person shooters is going to try out the brand new Call of Duty, there is no doubt, and I'm personally expecting to see the player count is drop down even further. And as someone who play Xdefiant more regularly and put almost about 100 hours into the game, and I personally got few opinions about what currently wrong with Xdefiant and why it's losing so many player numbers. And first of all guys, this is pretty common to any free-to-play game nowadays. For an example, let's take a game like Finals. The game had a pretty hype launch and almost peaked 250,000 concurrent players on Steam, but right now the game is just holding on to about 13,000 daily concurrent players. And if you take a look at something brand new release, something like Spectre Divide, right now the game is peaked at about 30,000 players. In a couple of weeks time it's probably gonna get down to half, and in a couple of months time probably the concurrent player count is hanging around 3,000 players, which is the sad reality of most free-to-play games, because people nowadays have a lot of options. If you don't like playing Xdefiant, you can try out Apex Legends. If you don't like Apex Legends, you can play Counter-Strike. If you don't like it, you can play something like Fortnite or some indie games. So there's literally so many options out there. So if you're someone who like playing this type of multiplayer live service game, you probably always switch back and forth between games, trying out new updates, new content, checking out brand new games and stuff. So that's why it's so much important to keep the player base engaged with your game all time, adding brand new content to the game pretty much every single week, which is something we haven't seen from a game like Xdefiant. And right now Xdefiant has seasonal content every 3 months, which is 90 days, and I personally think that is way too long, and people usually get bored after playing for a couple of weeks, and the game doesn't really have a lot of things to keep the player base engaged. And in my personal experience, I played the game at the start of the season 1, I played for a couple of weeks and I complete the battle pass, grind out everything, and afterwards I got absolute no reason to play the game. And I also try out the rank mode that they add to the game. I played a couple of games, but the waiting time for this game mode is extremely high, at least on my region, so I decided it's not worth my time. The camo grind in Xdefiant is completely pointless in my opinions. The weapon have like insanely high levels, like level 400 to get to the max camo. There is literally no challenges or anything, just play the game and level up your weapons. But in a game like Call of Duty, the camo grind is so much fun to do. There is so many different variants that you unlock along the way. There is different challenges that you need to complete. But in Xdefiant, it is completely boring and pointless. So they need to come up with something that keep the player base engaged, like weekly events, free cosmetic items, different challenges to complete, different skins that you can unlock, a better progression system. And since the game is cross-play between consoles and PC, I think it is very important to add some of the accessibility features like keyboard and mouse support for consoles. At the same time, fixing some of the core gameplay issues like hit registration, server desync. Sometimes when you're jumping into the game literally kick you out of the lobby for no reason. And recently that is happening to me. It is very annoying, which is very commonly happened to me when I'm playing the game on PlayStation. And I'm sure most of you is probably already facing the same issue. So these are some of the pretty common issues that the game is having right now. And I think they need to address some of these issues as soon as possible. And I'm eagerly waiting to see what they come up with the Season 2 update. And hopefully more people will jump in and try the game out, and at the same time they'll be able to keep the player player base engaged for a longer time. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. That is my personal opinion about the current state of the game. And if you're someone who regularly playing Xdefiant right now, I would love to know your thoughts down in the comment section. Are you still enjoying the game? And what do you think about the future of Xdefiant? Definitely let us know down in the comment section. As always, guys, if you enjoy the content so far, don't forget to go ahead and drop a like, subscribe, and stay tuned to the channel. I will catch you guys soon in the next one. Stay safe.